Hello guys, all right? Welcome to another video. I am Paulo Frade, artist, painter, and painting teacher. In this video, I want to share with you the process and materials I used to make a copy of this self-portrait of Rembrandt. This self-portrait was painted by the master in 1659, when he was approximately 53 years old. Let's then start the drawing. To draw, I'm using the charcoal. Material very easy to find in the best stores of the branch, and that it is very easy to get rid of. So I prefer this material. At the beginning of the drawing, I use the rule of thirds to divide the face so that it comes out more proportional, and I'm always looking closely at the reference, comparing the spaces and shapes. Right after the drawing, made to charcoal, I will detail this drawing. For this, I use a charcoal pencil, because he is blacker, and I get more sharpness and detail in my drawing. After the drawing completed, I fix this drawing with a spray polish, so he doesn't leave, and I already start printing the screen. This print is made with burnt shadow, in Trebentina, only in Trebentina. It is very important that the screen is fully tinted, because that way we can see the lights well and the dark. A medium tone is very important. Now I already start the blocking of shadows. This is a base painting, who will give me the direction. The shapes will give me all the content of the painting. This block is very important, because you will be a guide for me, so I know where the shadows are. I already know where the tones are going to be darker, and I have a figure more tridimensional than just a drawing. Now I will talk a little about the materials. I'm going to talk about the making of the medium. The medium is very important, because he who will give the plasticity of the paint, he who will control the opaque and transparent regions. This is oil thickened in the sun. He was left. It's in the sun for 15 days. And now the sun oil, mixed with calcium carbonate. This will make my medium a mixture that takes a while to complete. But it's important that we mix well and dilute the carbonate well in the oil. See that I use a spatula as a tool to do this grinding. Now almost ready. See how clingy she gets. This gives very beautiful plasticity and control. Da forma and transparencies and opaque regions. And that's the point of the medium. Now he's already in the pot, ready to use. Now the next step is the making of the emulsion, based on egg and sun-thickened oil. The emulsion must be applied to the painting screen before painting, for a better grip, for a better control. of the brushes. Now it must be very well mixed. And after stored, we have to mix well so that there is a homogeneous emulsion. Now just store. So these materials were probably used by Rembrandt, and the masters of their time were little abandoned. These days, but they work very well. The emulsion being passed on the canvas. This is a step of the painting where I applied the emulsion to continue it. Again. Well, now it's time we start painting. I always start painting by the dark ones. So I'm already blocking all the dark ones of painting. These processes are always used by diverse artists around the world. It's a process. Universal start painting by the dark. Very difficult to reach the lightest tones. If we don't have the dark, around, then with the dark ones placed well, we have more control of values. Now I'm already starting the placement of the midtones. So I always use this procedure. Start by the dark, and then by the midtones. Always remembering I'm using the medium is, and that I applied the emotion on the canvas before to start painting. Now, as you can see, I have already started the lock of the lights. It is logical that all these values will be readjusted subsequently, but I have to have 8 of values so that the eye can make comparisons and then work on top. Then work on adjusting these values. Now let's start painting the background. Before I adjust the values, I need to have the background because the dark at the background will help me a lot in regulating these values. So I will fill in the whole background to then adjust the values. Notice that the more I fill the background, but the values become clear. That's why that before giving the values as finished or give the values as certain, you need to have the whole picture filled in. Now, yes, it is time to regulate the values. I regulate dark values and regulate light values. So it's very important, this stage, because this stage will give the contrast of the work. That will bring the work to life. So now I'm putting on some lights. Higher. That at the end of this process, I probably have to work again. Because I will have filled in, and I will be able to do better analysis between the values, dark and light values that were placed. So this is a procedure I always use, and usually all artists Now that all values have been regulated, I will finalize the painting. At the time I was regulating the values, I worked in textures, I worked in the wrinkles, I mess with the mustache, I mess with the hair. Then in the value regulation step, I also detailed the work, so now I'm finalizing, right? I'm getting better. The hair. I will improve. The values that have been placed and regulated. One more light. High here, a shadow there. So this phase is the phase where I finish the work. Because I have one fully filled set with regulated values. And now I can do this. This fine-tuning of the work. We have the finished work. After that, it is necessary to winterize it. For this, I must wait between 6 months to a year. Liked the video? I hope so. I wanted to ask you a favor. Share this video. Subscribe to my channel. Give a like, so more people can learn about this content. Thank you very much. A big hug and see you next video.